Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about the movie One Night Only, which was
Night Only.
the mystery movie in town a few weeks ago. A few days ago.
A few days ago.
Yes, and it was one that we had been anticipating that it could possibly be a mystery movie. And lo and behold, it was. I felt really gratified.
And I think we need to start with what you called, I didn't see this coming, and you called it, the trailer doesn't do the film justice.
No.
But what did you say about the trailer?
Well, I was just saying that it had... Well, the trailer seemed a little annoying, but it also had a dystopian whiff going on. And
this squirrel was like, huh?
What? Yes. And so, right, I would say this is a movie about the optimism of a young woman who is trying to make a real emotional connection in the midst of an annual dystopian sex frenzy.
Yeah.
And we watched, I guess this was probably last year, I think, or maybe at some point this year. I think it was last year. We watched All of You, which is another dystopian type love story.
It's been so long. When was that film?
One of those last year or this year. Anyway, and that one was like created some rules, but kind of almost immediately abandoned them and didn't have much fun with it.
Right.
In this case, I think this is a movie that's creating some rules, and while there probably are plot holes in it somewhere, I'm not going to pick it apart. I was fine with it as a viewer. I felt like they were having enough fun with this for me to enjoy the ride. And it's another one of these one crazy night type movies like Superbad, Game Night, Booksmart, or The Night Before, which I didn't make it all the way through. But anyway, but it's also a rom-com, and that's what I think is so exciting about this movie, is that I think it's a very successful rom-com.
Yeah.
And, sorry, I know I'm kind of hogging the chat for a second.
Compared to the other rom-coms in massive quotes that we've seen recently, this had some rom and some good com.
Pretty calm, yeah. And I think what's essential, in my opinion, for a rom-com is to, what has made rom-coms great over the years, and say one of my favorites is While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock. And I think, even if they're laying it on thick, you have to like your protagonist. And if you don't care about them, and even if they lay it on thick in a corny way, there has to be something that feels real about it, or something that doesn't feel completely cliche. There's something about this character has to win me over. Maybe it's just the actor's performance,
right? But
I think their job creating Allie, played by Monica Barbaro. This was, by the way, written by Travis Braun and directed by Will Gluck. So it is interesting to me that it's a all male type team here, and I feel like her character, I have to give him props. That her character seems so like much more finely drawn.
Yeah.
Shaded in as a person than Callum Turner's Owen. And I was like, oh, I like that. They gave her a lot of cool details.
Yep.
And I was rooting for her. Whereas a lot of the trailer is them being mean to each other, like insulting each other's looks is part of the supposed hilarity of the trailer.
And along those lines, like, we had so many questions about the trailer. We were like, why is she in that dress? And what are they doing in a weird limo type van? And why do they end up, or at least I had the question of, why do they end up at his pizza place? Like, it just seemed like arbitrary, like, what is this trailer?
Yeah.
And so they kept the whole dystopian future quiet. They don't let that on at all, really. It's just a vibe that you picked up on and I didn't.
Yeah, it was not entirely quiet. You were thinking it was like Valentine's Day or something. Like,
the way
night a year.
Right.
No, I picked up on this is the one night of year you're legally allowed to have sex.
Like the Purge movies, like it's the one night a year you can murder people. And then, so if you like the Purge, you might like this. That's sweeter and about sex.
Yeah, and I think like, yeah. So what the trailer doesn't show you, is that the characters are really likable, particularly Allie, despite the trailer being a little annoying. Also, that it's a very madcap one night of adventure type movie, and also that there are a ton of cameos by people. And I was even looking at IMDb and didn't even see a lot of them listed. So before we continue, let me just mention that this is a spoilers channel.
Oh yeah.
So definitely says that in the name of the video, spoilers. So this is a full discussion. This is a ride home. This is us racking our brains for anything. But anyway,
and, if you're a fan and you're a subscriber, you know this. But if you're new, welcome. And that's what we do. We yak about the movie.
Right. And the average view time, based on average view time in our stats, I mean, you're probably gone already. So.
Maybe not,
but
though.
If you're hanging in here, man. But anyway, let's just say the movie includes appearances by this person, and this person, and that person, and that person, and also this person, and this person, and this person, and you might know this person, and this person too. Cool. So that was a lot of fun.
Yep.
I'm sure I can find people to put in there. So Squirrel, tell us about what's kind of the setup of the film?
Again, just because the trailer doesn't, I think the film. Oh yeah, it was the mystery movie, and we get the little intro. A lot of mystery movies have this. Either the director or a star is going to pop up and be like, "Hello, I'm in this film. Please go see it and tell your friends." And they did that with the leads. And again, the trailer, I'm like, these two don't seem to have much chemistry. How wrong I was. And so even in the little before the movie, I'm like, these two are standing like 3 feet apart. Did they fall out or something? Did they have an argument before they filmed this? And it's like, hey, tell your friends about the film. I'm like, oh, this is a bad omen.
I think the guy was like rubbing his eye or something.
He looked bored, and I'm like, this is such a bad omen. What are we about to watch? Oh no!
Suck. Yeah.
And I think they had great chemistry that was earned throughout the whole film. So yeah, rom-com, and it just jumps to immediate text on the screen. It's 3 years in the future or something. It's a weird number. It's like in the future, 3 years from now. And I was like, whoa.
No, I think it said 3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years ago. So it could be any kind of time.
3 years ago, this mandate got passed.
This mandate of the government is a little bit fascistic and has banned premarital sex, and everybody has a weird implant with a tattoo on your wrist to show where the implant is that glows and does things that they can track you and know if you're having premarital sex, and it's like punishable by the cops are gonna come get you. It's so bizarre, and I was like, I was not expecting this.
And one nice detail of that, one little fun thing they had with it is that your tattoo, you get to choose what it is. So it's just kind of everybody's got something about this thing.
Out of a set few. It's like, what are you, the lighthouse? I picked a bat, and I don't even like bats. So it's like, oh, so you only have 5 to choose from.
No, I didn't get that feeling. What?
Yeah, they said, well, what did you choose? And it was like, oh, you got the lighthouse? I picked the bat. And I think they said, someone said there was only 5 or 6 designs.
Wingdings or something.
Yeah.
But her choice of the lighthouse was very personal, so that's why I didn't realize.
Setup and good payoff.
Yes.
Lighthouse.
Woo. Which, by the way, I noticed that book behind her in the beginning of the.
Oh, I did not.
It's like Chekhov's picture book. But anyway, go ahead.
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's simple premise. It is this weird future or now or whatever with this tyrannical government that, a good soundbite from a fake TV show with a fake senator going like, we like it like this. And it's like, okay. And we're just along with it. They don't really, it's not like everyone's protesting and stuff. There's a few protests in there, what was the guy's name that was the famous singer?
Ezra Strong.
I love that. And his little, like, it looked like self-printed flyer. Like, come see me, I'm singing here tonight. And so anyway, and so one night out of the year, you're just allowed to go for it. Mm-hmm. It's a sexual liberation. And did you pick up on, like, I don't know, our protagonist, like, she is like, we're going out with a friend and we're gonna work something out. We're gonna take it slow. And the comedy was like the friend immediately picks someone up, like, I'm gonna go have sex with this guy.
Yeah.
And whereas our guy, he seems to be walking down the street and just a whole bunch of people, men and women, are turning around and looking at him, checking him out. And it's like, so really, if he'd have noticed that, the film would be over, because he would have gone, oh, hey, you're interested in me? Let's have sex. But instead...
Was that on his way, though, to meet his girlfriend?
I think multiple times people are looking at him through the film as he just walks down New York streets.
So our setup is that there's this law in place.
Right.
And so there's one night a year where, for I think a period of 12 hours, they say, you're just allowed to hook up as much as you want, and your censor thing is not going to get you in trouble. You've kind of got the green light or something. And
it's a very big New Year's Eve, like, clock everywhere to let you know you've got, like, 5 hours left.
So we have Owen, who is going to is trying to have kind of a special, possibly boring,
Sure.
Like, again, I feel like his character might be a little underwritten, but he's trying to have kind of like a special night with his girlfriend, and played by Maya Hawke, and she's kind of just like, I'm trying something different tonight. Like, in a world where I don't know how long they've been dating, but they probably have only had, according to this, only a couple of days in their relationship when they've been able to have sex. She's already ready to move on. And then we have...
and he sets it up with a very posh, expensive restaurant to be like, he's going to propose.
Right. He's got a ring and all that. Oh, yeah, because once you're married, you're allowed to do as much as you like. So, like, she, in contrast, is trying to go out with her friend and maybe really meet somebody. So, professions-wise, they've kind of set it up interestingly. Her job is to sing pop songs, but they're slightly adapted to be pharmaceutical commercials.
Sure.
And so she's singing stuff about psoriasis all the time.
Right.
He owns a pizza place, and their lives are going to keep intersecting throughout this night as they're both trying to see if they can have some casual sex in a city with very few remaining condoms. So...
Oh, yeah, that was a nice touch of, like, on the one night, you ain't going to find condoms anywhere. People are buying them up. So that lent some great comedy. And also there was another nice touch of, like, they don't belabor points. Like, when he mentions, hey, I run a pizza place, doesn't she ask him, she's like, oh, family run or something? He's like, nope. I saved up the money and I opened it. The end. That's it. That's all you need. And it was like, moved on. I went, great. No long-winded story like, my grandfather, blah, blah, blah. Nope. It's like, I bought the pizza place. I run it. I've got staff. I'm looking after him. It's like, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, he does seem like a nice guy. He seems like a really decent guy. She's really funny, and I kind of think she's just maybe she's a little more fun without being a manic pixie dream girl of any kind. She's just she's more maybe of a homebody who's funny and talented, and and she's very she's very modest, but ends up in this dress after the initial plan falls through with her friend, and so I got a kick out of her, like, her roommate gives her this dress, and she's like, I feel like there should be a snap or something. And,
right.
Like, that was one of the points that made me laugh out loud. I just felt like, okay, this is our Sandra Bullock working in the subway toll booth,
right.
token booth or whatever. And I thought she was really likable. There was some nice self-deprecation there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
got talent, but she's shy about it. She's in a recording studio, but she's singing about psoriasis. It made me think about, there's a commercial that always runs through my head. There was one point when I saw a commercial for, and unforgettably, it was for Downy dryer sheets, because the commercial was a person in a recording studio with like the headphones and holding one hand over the ear, and she was going, Downy dryer sheets, Downy dryer sheets. And I'm gonna see if I can find the video. I'm gonna put that up there.
Nice.
Downy dryer sheets. So anyway, I loved the setup of her, and I was really rooting for her the whole time. And yeah, I think this movie is like, it's not particularly deep. But it's a lot of fun, and it does what so few rom-coms have achieved lately, which is to make me like really like a character, to root for a character, and make me laugh out loud and just enjoy the fact that I'm at the movies, you know.
Right.
I'm eating popcorn. I'm seeing a lot of different comedians come through and have their little dash of, adding a little dash of their flavor to the whole thing. And it's a wild ride, and the world building, like,
Sure.
one of the things that was cracking me up was all the Duolingo
Yeah,
ads.
I appreciate
The
Duolingo.
backdrop, like, thank you, Duolingo, for getting on board. They were kind of like a little bit like horny Duolingo ads, like they kind of like, hey, maybe you need to work on your Duolingo because of, what's going on tonight. Maybe you need to,
So good for Duolingo to be like, yeah, we'll be in this film. That's awesome. Yeah, and like you mentioned, world building. There's like, and just when a film can sort of poke fun at itself of like through just a series of weird and wacky shenanigans, they keep bumping into each other through the night. And I think they even mentioned that. They're like, yeah, New York's not that big. We keep bumping into each other. And it's like, and I think Owen's character goes like, I think the universe is trying to tell us something. She's like, what? Nah. So I loved all that stuff.
And I feel like as they keep running into each other, they manage in this one night, they managed to go through a lot of different stages of getting to know each other. So it was never a date, and it was never a love at first sight. It's very much like their rapport is building through the night, and they just almost seem to run into each other in their various misadventures. At one point, they're competing for the last available condom in the area. There's another time they're trying to get into a party, and there's shenanigans, but he seems like he's rooting for her. Also, his parental figures in this movie, Molly Ringwald and her
lover
LeVar Burton,
awesome.
are hilarious.
Yep.
And they're enjoying this night more than he is. And there's a run-in with each of them is numerous times is thinking they're going to get some other person that night. So they're almost like having a parallel evening that keeps like intersecting in different ways. But she has a great run-in with the singer that she's kind of got a major crush on. And
when she meets him at the party, and I love that the actress is just fantastic at I'm talking too much. And I was like, it was so naturally done of like, this one time in kindergarten, and she just trails off like, oh, what am I saying?
That was amazing. But also like how you can get the ick. There's an Instagram account these days that's like, it's about like when name your ick or something like that. I'll put the actual thing right down here. But it's like, people describing it and then they actually do like a dramatization. And I feel like this was a dramatization of somebody's ick because she was like into this guy. I mean, and then next thing you know, he's on top of the piano singing a song that
It gets
just
very filthy.
it gets very filthy to the point where it's not appealing.
Right.
It's actually kind of gross, and and then he like seriously injures himself and everything, and but it's just they give us the experience of getting the ick, because you're like, oh, this guy's on poster. Oh, he's noticing her, to the point where you're like, oh God, get this guy out of here.
And I know I've criticized comedy films when they're bad, but they just go, well, we've had jokes, maybe they're not landing, so we'll just rely on slapstick. And I'm looking at you, Nate Bargatze, with your, with the Homewrecker movie. What was it called?
Homewrecker. Breadwinner.
Breadwinner.
Love it.
Breadwinner, homewrecker,
I mean,
potato.
He actually did wreck the home.
He did wreck it.
Literally.
But exactly. So when he slips and falls down the stairs and puts his foot through the wall, I was like, well, is that supposed to be funny? Whereas here in this film, same sort of slapstick of, she gets the ick with the singer and he slips on the piano. And you're like, yikes, that was kind of funny, but also painful.
Yeah.
And
you're like, how do they even do that stuff?
The last condom is like a display in a store of 2 gold mannequins holding a pyramid, a clear like pyramid plexiglass with the condom in it, and they attach it to a motorcycle, and you're like, what the heck? And again, funny, but believable in this world that we've built. It's like, we've got to get that condom. We're gonna Ocean's 11 it.
And while Allie is, like, super fit, super, like, looks great in the dress, is going around town in these crazy heels. She's running. She's having all kinds of adventures. Like that's a little bit of a fantasy there, But like in the meantime, they make her super real the whole time. And I'm just like, and they put her in all kinds of situations. Like when he's they're trying to do like heads or tails for the final condom, and then it goes down the grate and he's lowering her, to try to rescue it, and just lots of things that are, I just really like that she seems like someone you'd really like to be friends with. She seems like someone who makes crass jokes, but is also like really like sentimental. I just feel like the writer really cared about this character. And so I was appreciating that so much because, for example, like we just saw Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass. You could say that was, a sexy romp,
right?
But it there really wasn't a lot of heart in that movie. It was almost like just a fast pace, like now this celebrity cameo out in.
And I felt that movie was more
like we're making it up as we go along or whatever.
Yeah, and more about the skewering of Hollywood,
right?
And their cliches and tropes. But this one, had a little bit of heart to it, which goes a long way.
Right. This one was genuinely like trying to find some tenderness in the midst of a, one night of wildness sex romp type movie. Right. And I think, but to me, like, I think the thing that worked the most for me with Owen, I think like the moment he like shined the most as a character was when he was making the pizza. I think like when he was in the restaurant, they were in the restaurant by themselves and he was making the pizza. Not the part that's in the trailer when they're talking about the pizza.
Right.
But the part where he's just like, this is how you make the dough, and he was doing not when he's like, here, try the sauce on my fingers or whatever he was doing, whatever happened there, but like the kind of where he's just like, you're alone with this guy in this restaurant and you're aware that he owns a pizza restaurant and he's making pizza, which he's probably pretty good at. And it's just like he's showing his skill. Kind of like in the movie Tuner, I really liked when, that character, he was so good at tuning pianos, fixing pianos. I think maybe we need to, let's analyze this. Do we need to see more people? It was in the movie, The Tao of Steve.
Oh, wow. Deep cut. Wow.
I think like his advice was, I think it was like, be excellent in front of someone or
Oh.
something along the lines. Basically, he's like, the way to win someone over is as just show your talent in front of them. And I guess in that movie, he's like really good at working with like kids at a preschool or something. And
without being red flag mansplaining.
oh my gosh.
So
yes. So I think just when he was quietly making the pizza and at home, you know, in that scenario, and you know, hey, you have a pizza restaurant all to yourself.
Right.
That's hot.
And I think, you know, for me, Owen shined at the weird party buses that showed up, and they followed like this couple of people,
right?
And they're like, oh, another bus. Like they get left behind by this party bus, and they're like, oh no, I thought it was going to be a great party. And another shuttle bus shows up, and they're like, so I'd like Owen just look confident, act confident, we'll get in. And she's like, what? And bows, and he's like, you don't need to bow to the driver, just get on the bus. And yeah, I thought he shined there. I was like, oh yeah, he is, you know, just trying to blag his way onto this thing, and I like that. Like, hey, let's go have a fun night. And let's just try something.
Yes, and that I think they both stepped up a little bit, maybe out of their comfort zone. They both seem kind of like gentle people, like deciding to be wild like this night. So like, and try some stuff and just go for it. And that was a lot of fun. So some of the things, you know, in the world building of it all, another fun thing that happens is that it turns out that people trying to film in New York, this is New York, right?
Yeah, I think so. Pete Davidson, who is playing Pete Davidson, so I would say that's New York.
Right, well, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, sorry.
So, spoiler. So the idea is that people trying to film in New York are taking advantage of this day. Because everyone's so preoccupied that they're like, there's no paparazzi, you know, no one's paying attention, everyone's busy. So they're able to film their television shows or movies on the streets,
and their commercials.
Or ultimately their commercials. So there's a really, really sweet thing that happens at the end that really made me like the characters a lot. And again, it's like, you know, they're kind of talking about a Empire State Building type moment, which is something you see in Sleepers in Seattle, and I'm sure other movies too. And in this case, it's not. It's somewhere else. It's more specific to them. And they just have this really nice moment where they both decide, you can see that they're both fun. They really are suited to each other. Like, you could see, like, these guys, these crazy kids could make it, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And then sure enough, in the 1 year later, I appreciate that it's not like 1 year later wedding. You know, because I feel
that cliche. Yep.
Maybe as a society we're moving away from the old, like,
I think so,
media imposed the right way to end is a wedding. And
let's not keep doing that. So this film, thumbs up for that.
And that was cool that it was like a year later they're like, yeah, let's, because I don't think they managed to have sex that night. They don't, you know. Spoiler.
Right.
But a year later, you know, you can tell that, like, they're like, okay, let's get to it.
Also, I appreciated there wasn't some subplot of like, let's overthrow the government mandate, blah, blah. No.
Right.
It was just, we're getting on with life, and this is what's happened to our government in this future.
They didn't accidentally pick up some suitcases that belong to gangsters.
Or any of that stuff.
I feel like there's a lot. Like, right now, we were just trying to watch 72 Hours, which, you know, spoiler alert, kind of stinks.
Yikes.
As opposed to their media tour, which, I mean, Marcelo is tearing it up. Roasting Kevin Hart on, like, Good Morning America or whatever, but like
that's funnier than the film.
But the movie
Spoilers.
is like, once again, like, scary gangster subplot or whatever. I feel like we've had so much of that, and this is a particularly not great version of it. Tuner was a better version of that. I do think, and I don't want to overthink this movie, because I really think it's kind of like, okay, here's a scenario, and this is what we're gonna do with the characters. I guess if you were gonna, like, pause and try to overthink it, it's possible because I don't want to do it. I don't want to overthink it.
Right.
But I could tell at the edges of my awareness that maybe if you overthink it, this might veer super heteronormative. It might veer pro-abstinence in a way that might feel like, thanks, conservatives, for creating something that,
Right,
that, like, which is really, it's really like, bodily autonomy being further oppressed, and so this isn't a great thing, and it's weird, and everyone seems very like, yeah, that's how it is,
Right.
But I'm not, I don't want to dwell on like any of those implications, because I think it really is more about these characters and not so much about the broader societal context. So yeah, I'm just looking to see.
And the bit that worried me about that was the character. Again, I keep forgetting the singer's name that fell off the piano. God.
Ezra Strong.
Ezra Strong. His like F the mandate,
Yes.
kind of attitude. But then I noticed he turns away from camera, and is possibly dubbed going like, I don't know, maybe the fascists were right this time. And I'm like, did he say that on set?
He said it. He said it like when they were just hanging out.
Oh, I thought it was before he...
Or, like, at some point when he's not on stage, I don't know, maybe both. But he does say something about, like, he's basically not F the mandate behind closed doors. Oh, one more... Yeah. Was there anything else about that? That's a really good point. And... I was just about to say this is not connected, but shout out to the wisecracking kid that's getting babysat throughout this. He provides a lot of humor and some connective tissue in the story also. Yeah. So that was great. And it was a lot of fun.
It was.
I would go see this again. That was a good time.
I'd watch it with a commentary. I want to learn more about... The director was responsible for a lot of the graphics in the film from that future. It said, like, a lot of designs by... And I was like, oh, that's the director's name.
Will Gluck.
Will Gluck. So I'm like, oh, he had fun with, like, let's make up these fake products and things. Mm-hmm. So that was great. Again, world building.
Yeah, that was really well done. And I definitely grumbled at this trailer.
Yeah.
Because we were seeing the trailer a lot, and I was just like, ugh. And then come to find out, sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you just don't know. Like, a movie is better than its trailer. I think if I had been in charge of the trailer, I definitely would have shown that there was a lot of random celebrity cameos. And I think they didn't need to keep that up their sleeve.
Yeah, they didn't need to keep that secret. And also, the trailer keeps blasting Robin's Dopamine song, and I was getting sick of it. Every time I saw it, I was like, and there's actually the soundtrack to the film is a banger. So it's not just Dopamine that they kept playing in the trailer. There's a whole bunch of good songs in this. And then, I didn't realize they were making fun of some pop songs by changing the lyrics until you started laughing. I was like... Wait, why are you laughing at that? Oh, wait, that's not the right lyrics.
It's like the kind of thing you would make up with your friends,
Yeah, totally.
And these are, the pharmaceutical stuff, if you watch any television that has the occasional ad, you're going to love all of that. So, this movie just made me happy for the most part. And that was a good feeling to have.
So I agree with the actors at the front. Just tell your friends, go see it.
Yes.
Worth a watch. Well, what did you think?
Yes. Did you like One Night Only? Have you seen it yet? Don't watch this if you haven't seen it yet.
Too late. You've got to the end.
What have you done?